The reason we're up here is to let you know that this group of kids that went this weekend, I'm gonna get emotional. But anyway, y'all help support each and every one of these children who are standing up here today to go to camp, to the weekend, to move. And I want to tell you something. It was, we were kind of dread that here we go, taking these teenagers. It's right after school and they're hooked on sugar, and here we are, we're not going to get any sleep. But I want to say, first of all, this was probably the greatest bunch of kids I have ever taken anywhere. And a lot of the adults who are standing here, I took them as youth. Yeah, so now, listen, but I mean, this was a great bunch of kids, honestly. They did what we asked them to do. Believe it or not, I don't know if y'all have that problem at home, but each and every one of these kids are going to tell you something that they learned at this weekend. I'm a little nervous about some of them because we've not asked them what they're going to tell you. So we want it to come from them and their heart of what they've learned. All right, where's my first kid? Who's going to start? Annalise, you want to start it? Sure. Okay. All right.
Decisions were a biggie, and Clayton King was the speaker on the first day, and he was just talking about how we need to give our hearts to the Lord and just, yeah. And
what happened that night?
About 700 people gave their lives to the Lord that day.
Amen.
It was over 5,000 kids in that place.
Wow.
700 decisions. Okay?
And it was a blessing.
Speak up, Chloe. I'll hear you.
He wouldn't let us see who all gave our hearts to the Lord. And then we went in this room and we talked about it. Lord.
All right, Eddie Rose?
Well, we all got a little wooden cross, and we had to kneel down on our knees and say a prayer. And the Lord will pop up a name in our life that we think needs the Lord. And we would get down on our knees, and that name would pop up. And after we got done with the prayer, we put that name on our cross. And after that, we got our phones out and we texted the person, I need to talk to you. And then we start texting them that our name is the Lord. And
He said what you would do is actually text him and says, we need to talk. And I think a few of them got phone calls after that during the session, because we need to talk. Brittany?
Well, what I learned is that taking a little time out of the day to pray doesn't really hurt. Because, you can pray before you go to bed, as soon as you wake up, any free time you have during the day, just take it and pray. I learned that God can use you no matter what.
Amen.
And what happens to whatever you've done? What happens to it when he forgives you?
I learned that if you believe a lie, then the lie will take you a different path. Then you want to be a wrong path.
Yeah, what did you learn?
Again.
But what did you learn? Wait a minute, they can't hear you. You can definitely talk louder. They need to hear what you just said.
really other kids.
So what he's saying is, there was a song that was being broke makes you rich. You know, of course, when they first started singing it, it was kind of, you know, we're all looking at each other thinking, okay, but he, you know, it makes a lot of sense. You know, materialism is a big thing in the world.
But that's all we can understand how this song was.
Yeah, I can translate.
Yeah, if he was a Christian rapper, we couldn't understand nothing else.
Sometimes it sounded like he was cussing.
If you listen to the music, I felt the same way Brenda did, so I downloaded the songs that night when we got back to the hotel, and I listened to them since I got to ride by myself. I listened to them on the way home yesterday, and not one time does he say a cuss word. And on the music, on the radio, you can actually understand what he's saying. It's not so distorted and loud that it's nothing but bass rock.
The music was so loud, ceiling tile till I got hurt.
Yeah.
Just like in the middle of the concert.
And you couldn't hear it.
Alright.
All right, Ziggy.
Don't listen to a lot of what people tell you. But
Why? What happens? What happens when you listen to those lies?
it takes a long time.
Right. Very good.
Oh, I got a question. How do you know if it's a lie or not?
Face expression.
Facial expression.
What kind of lies are we told?
Well, this is the one that we talked about this morning, Sunday school, that he talked about yesterday with your teacher. But he might remember, he said the same thing. Remember about the literature teacher?
Oh,
He was like 30 minutes ago.
Okay. All right.
Stage fright and keep being picked.
We may not want to know what Felicia learned because she had all the girls, her and Maggie, so we may not want to know.
The girls were not that bad, honestly. We didn't go to bed till 1:30 that morning, but it was still a pleasure to have the girls. Really, a lot of people battle with self-esteem problems, doubt, bullying. Some people may say you're not good enough. Some people may say you're ugly. You have this $100 bill. You can spit on it, crumble it up, throw it on the ground, and stomp on it. You take that $100 bill, and you're still that $100 bill. No matter what people tell you, you have to know your worth and your own value.
I don't think Diana Village ever have to worry about grandkids for a
That's
while.
the first thing she said, Mama, I'm not having kids.
That was the first thing she said when she got on the bus last night.
So let me just say this much. A lot of Diana came out in Felicia this weekend. Yeah, I know. I said, boy, that sounded like Diana. Sorry, Maggie.
I think that the thing that touched me the most was the power of praising God for music, was praise and worship music, and coming back from the concert and from this conference, my challenge to the church is that we would start bringing in that into our service, because to watch these kids being able to praise God through the music, because even looking around hearing our songs, like you still have adults that are in here now that aren't singing, that are just looking at the book, and I think that what we need to do is we need to start bringing in the praise and worship music, because it's not just about the message. You have to praise God through all parts of your life, and that's through songs too. And I think that that's one thing that we need to start doing as a church, is trying to be more apt to praise God through it. And I have to help you about that.
All right, George, back and let the adults.
I think that a lot of things that was talked about, I got more out of Clayton King talking, because I realized he lives very close by. He lives in Anderson, and he said that growing up he was adopted, and he had a lot of the devil talking to him and lies that he created himself, and he wrote them down, and he would scratch them out. I forgot exactly what he said. He wrote in capital letters. Oh, it's a lie. He would write something down, and he'd try to big capital letters, bold print. It's a lie. And that's how he dealt with it. He made a journal, and it helps you get over stuff in the past and stuff that's happened to you. And I hope the kids have learned from stuff that has happened, not directly to them, but in their lives, that it don't have to be directed to them, but parents, grandparents, and folks, churches, and schools and stuff, that does not make them a bad person. Like they said a while ago, that they can weed through the lies and use it to help others that are having a hard time to be better Christians now.
I got something out of all of them, but I guess one of the biggest things yesterday, Jeff Strickler was talking about how Paul was bold, in his relationship with God and his worshiping and his spreading the word, and he was talking about being holy warriors, and that to me, I think really got to me, and I guess probably because of taking on the challenge of the youth. So I think that is probably the one that I got the most out of.
John was actually a speaker. He was in the military, and he was a Christian in the military. And he said that there was a guy that he was obviously he was in things that we could Black Hawk Black Hawk and there was a guy that he actually wanted to witness to a week before, and he didn't, and they were together on a mission. And he said the guy got shot right there beside him. He said he never got a chance to lead him to the Lord. And he said that was his mission, that he would never not, have the opportunity to tell someone again. And he's pretty bold. He's a little guy, but he's pretty bold about, telling, people about the Lord. And, go ahead.
Yeah, I really enjoyed Clayton King. I think he spoke to not only to the youth but to adults too. Just a lot of the lies that we all tell ourselves, or we let other people tell us, or even on social media, what we let lies from social media tell us. Do we not get this many likes or this stuff? So just it was really good. He really hit them.
Like Terry said, it's some of those things that you just, it kind of just creeps into your household, like I can remember the days that, movies came on and the cuss word came off the TV, went, that was it. You never watched that program again. Well, now it's just an everyday thing. Then it's profanity, and then it's nudity, and then it's, the gay and lesbian relationships, and we just love these programs, but, it just seeps in. We don't realize it's seeping into, the lives of our kids. And that's where I am. I did not realize that kids are exposed to so much. Because how many of our kids under 10 years old has an iPad? How many? How many got hooked up to YouTube?
He said, he broke it down, named all the stuff. Text messages, videos, YouTube. He named off everything where kids can be exposed. And that's where kids have to learn the truth from the lies.
Yeah, because it's right there with them. We may, do we look at where our kids are going, on these programs? A lot of times it's now they're hooked up and they're, they never look up, they're always looking down at these things. And I guess, Kimber's, I won't know how old she is, but anyway, it's been a few years since, that I've known, but to know that kids this age suffer with depression and, the different things that they deal with and all of that, because there's no one in their life, or they don't have enough security that they need. The insecurity, the leaders had to go to different meetings and, to realize that a kid, 7, 8, 9 years old has to get themselves up in the morning, get themselves dressed, get their breakfast, go to school, come home, they're alone again, and maybe a parent will be home and want to know, what have you did this? Have you done this? There's never, hey, I love you, and I'm, not, and it's not, everything is wrong, but you don't realize, that these kids deal with this. The big issue was, the depression and them cutting themselves, attempted suicides, not even realizing, what they're actually doing. And that opened my eyes. But one of the scripture verses that I thought was prevalent in the time of bullying, because of course my class, we talked about bullying a lot in our Sunday school class. But in Proverbs 27 it says, "Do not forsake your friend and the friend of your father, and do not go to your brother's house when there's a disaster. or it strikes you, better let a neighbor than come from far away. And I thought, I've never heard that verse. But you know, how many times do we rely on a friend to help us get through something? It's saying, be the better friend. Be that person, even if they're not the most popular. Even if they don't have, they not live in the best side of town. Be that friend, be that true friend to them. And I think a lot of them, we talked about that this morning in Sunday school. But it was definitely a wonderful weekend. Out of all of these kids, every one of them made a decision. They stood up and they were bold. And they told us, if you pray that you want to change in your life or you want to know the Lord, stand up. And our group did not look around, did not, see who was standing up. They stood up. And when they asked them to come down front, they went down front. Without an adult, without anybody coaxing them to go down there, they went down front. And I think that says a lot about our church, about our families, but this is the support that you gave them, and I appreciate it. And I think,
and if anybody ever has a chance to volunteer and go on a youth trip, if you can see the attention that the kids give to the speakers, to the performers, even to us, the ones they see every day, they have questions. They come to you with questions. They want to know. They want you to explain. All the ones that made decisions had a book, and it had different levels in what they wanted. We divided into groups and stuff, and it's just that when kids are at a youth rally, they all in. You get 25, 50% of their attention in church maybe, but they're all in there because everybody around them is doing the same thing, and the energy that they put forth makes us put forth more energy to help them to understand and to get where they want to be.
Well, we thank y'all for the time. I just wanted to let y'all know what they actually learned this weekend.